super cool. So just to introduce Viki, Viki is a core contributor to an NFT marketplace on Polkadot called Polkadot, and he's actually submitted to one of the core Polkadot bounties. So there was 3 bounties for Polkadot. One was focused on like people building app chains and extending L2 logic and stuff like that. There was the second being um, improving like ways to interact with Polkadot. The third was like dev tooling. So your standard like things we want to see people building with. Viki actually presented on that. We have 2 projects that will be presenting from the bounties, from these Polkadot bounties, but the rest is literally a mix match of cool things that people are building that I've had the chance to talk to throughout this week. So without further ado, let's give it up for Viki. Cool.
Yeah, thanks for the mic. So, hey, I'm Viki, and through the ETHDenver, I was building something called Uniframe, and actually, I was asking Saladron, like, how should I present like my project? If it should be like demo or should it be like presentation? So I came up with the idea to make both. So what's Uniframe is basically uh, tooling for Farcaster, and if you haven't heard about Farcaster, is like a social network to bring users closer to the ecosystem, so they can learn more about Polkadot through like new channels. And basically, like what this is, this is like a frame, so it's like a presentation layer to talk about your product, so something same as web pages. But what's the problem currently with the frames is that you have to build them from scratch. And if you are building like web page, you don't build your CSS from scratch. Like you have to be insane to do that. So you are using frameworks such as like Tailwind or other stuff. So this was like a simple idea and like the cool, powerful to make that. Is this working? Yes. So to make like a framework for Farcaster frames, which are easy to extend, easy to build, and you can hack like super quickly. And why is it useful? Like for example, this what you see. It's hacking, so sometimes it works. So you can make educational content. So for example, Sasha can talk about Polkadot, about like unique features like NFTs. We are like this presentation frame, so people just like can click, 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 understand like how it works, what it's doing, and then like go to the Polkadot web page or go directly to Codadot. Then you can, for example, build like POAP. So you can onboard people to Polkadot like super easy. So we have frame, you just paste your address, click mint, and user has POAP. Like simple as that. And for artists, they can use like a frame for gallery to present their art in new ways. So instead of like going to Polkadot, for example, or other NFT marketplace, they can just browse the art directly from Farcaster, and it's easier. And if the user likes their art, they can go directly to marketplace and buy it. So what's in the box is like simple. There are buttons. It's actually hard to make good buttons. Then success and error frame. So you tell user what's going on, and it's like not error happened, but you actually tell them like, okay, you are unable to mint because like your address has been already used, or you are not allowed because you are geofenced outside of the US. And I also came up like with a way how to make calls via the frames. So you don't need to crack your head like how to properly format all the calls, all the buttons, or all the meta text around the frames. It's simple, you understand it. And why is it universal? That's what the uni stands for. Basically, the frames currently doesn't make any assumptions about blockchain that you use. So I used, of course, Polkadot because I'm pretty familiar with the SDK. But if you're gonna use like Ethereum or you're gonna use like Ink with on Astar, you can use it. It doesn't make assumptions that you need to make these calls or wrap it in some special way. And also, it doesn't. You can. You don't need to do like costly RPC calls. For example, on EVM, you can just bring your own data. If it's from API, it's from API. If it's from Alchemy, you can use it. If it's from Subscript, feel free. It works. And how did we use Polkadot? And that's a good question. We wrote a minting bot, which are we using for minting POAPs through the Farcaster frame. Then we are actually reading the chain storage, so you get assigned like the correct POAP number, so we know that it hasn't been used previously. And we are also querying NFTs directly using like Polkadot NFT API. So let's look how it looks like. So first is like a pop frame, and if you can see, this is like a simple pop what we used during the ETHDenver 2024. And basically, what you need to do is just paste your address here, click mint, wait, and bam, congrats, and you can see it directly on Polkadot. So whoop, and done. Oh, doesn't work. The second thing, the second frame I built was is basically the browsing the like gallery. So when you want to present your collection, you basically click here to browse, and you can play. Basically, you can play, you can see new, you can see random, and this way, like you can present your NFT collection. People can browse, and if you like someone, of course there is a link, and you can visit the code directly. And the third one was the hardest. This is like a generative art. So basically there is a code running live. So it's like code which is creating the art. And through the like frames, you can personalize this art. It takes a while. It's because it renders the live image. And you have a new iteration anytime. See? So it renders directly. So you can personalize the art based on like user's current address, current like Farcaster ID or something like that. So it works seamless. It's new way how to onboard people to Polkadot ecosystem, and it just works. And what's the next plan? Like with this, is to build more components so people can like quick start, super easy, and make frames like in matter of minutes, not like matter of hours. So that's all for me, and thank you.